Hey Ryan, what's a really good dessert?
Jello!
What's a really good sunburn remedy?
Aloe!
Oh, and what's my favorite primary color?
Yellow!
And what does an angel wear around his head?
I actually don't know.
Halo!
Oh! This is Kelsey.
This is Ryan, and welcome to the lab.
We are so excited that you have tuned in with us. We have an incredible show lined up for you today. What are we starting off with?
We are starting off with something called Trivia Trouble.
Then right after, we're gonna go to everyone's favorite, Live It Out.
Followed by the dance team.
Then the main event.
Booyah!
It is gonna be awesome. Now, all month long, we've been talking about faith. Kelsey, what does faith mean?
Well, faith is being sure of the things we hope for and knowing something is real, even if we do not see it. And you can find that in Hebrews 11, verse 1.
Now, faith is a big term. And you know what else is kind of big and sometimes scary?
Fear?
Fear. And phobias.
Yeah.
Do you have a fear? Do you have a phobia?
I do. Okay, so I do not like spiders. I'm very afraid of spiders, and it's actually called arachnophobia.
And I have Kelsey drinks too much coffee phobia. And there's a lot of other phobias out there too. So let's go straight to Trivia Trouble. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's your favorite time that you may not have known about until this moment. It is trivia time. We are super excited. Welcome to the stage, Kelsey and Ryan. Woo! Incredible. Today's trivia is all about phobias, just like you said, Kelsey. And we are excited. Ryan, how do you feel? I felt better. And Kelsey, how about yourself?
A little scared.
Well, that's okay. I have 4 trivia questions right here. And I'm going to read off these trivia questions. And the person who answers them correctly is going to miss out on drinking a concoction that I have made. 3, 2, 1. That is what we have. It is a concoction that I have made all on my own. It's green, it's mean, and it is amazing. Question? Yes. What is in it? You will find out when you drink it.
Oh,
no.
Question?
Yep.
What do we do when we want to answer the question?
When you want to answer the question, you are going to grab the hand sanitizer in front of you, and the first to grab it will be the first to answer. All right. Are we ready to play this game? No. Well, we're starting. So, the first phobia is this. Agoraphobia. Is it A, a fear of open and public spaces, B, a fear of empty rooms, or C, fear of being alone? I got it! All right, Ryan, what do you think it is?
It is, when in doubt, guess C, so B.
The fear of empty rooms. That is incorrect. You may take a sip of your drink. Yummy. Kelsey, what's your answer?
Agoraphobia is C, fear of being alone.
Fear of being alone is incorrect as well.
Yeah, good luck.
So, take a drink.
Good luck.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Agoraphobia is the fear of open and or public spaces. How are we both doing over here?
I want to get all the next ones right.
Wonderful.
That's for sure.
Well, the next one is this. It is claustrophobia. Is it A, the fear of Santa Claus, B, the fear of clothes, or C, the fear of small spaces?
I got it first!
I got it first! Ooh, that was
first.
Ryan by a hair.
Get this. It is definitely A.
The fear of Santa Claus? That is incorrect.
Ooh!
Kelsey, as he
That's
drinks that, what is your response?
My response is C, the fear of tight spaces.
That is correct.
Yes!
Well done, Kelsey. Audience, give her a round of applause in your home. Well done.
Is there cheese in there?
Maybe a little bit. All right, it is time for our next one. It is trypophobia. Is it A, the fear of objects covered in small holes, B, the fear of tripping, or C, the fear of heights? Yes, Ryan, what is
C.
C, fear of heights. That is incorrect. That is time for another drink. Ryan and Kelsey, what is your answer?
I'm gonna say A.
A, fear of small objects covered in holes. That is correct! Yes! Ryan, how are you feeling over there? How is it tasting?
Cheese, a little bit of burger. You think those two would be good together?
I think there might be mustard in there
There's
too.
definitely some mustard in there.
Ooh, very good guesses, very good guesses. Now it is time for the next one. It is time for Globophobia.
Is this the last one?
This is the last one.
How many points is this worth?
Right now, this is worth 4 points.
Okay, I can still win. I can still win.
Oh!
So,
I'm gonna get it right.
Globophobia. Is it the fear of A, globes? Is it B, the fear of balloons? Or is it C, the fear of brains? Kelsey.
The fear of brains.
That is incorrect.
No!
Take a sip.
Take a sip, take a sip. Okay, so it's either the fear of globes or the fear of, what was the second one?
Balloons. Yes, Ryan.
It is. Globophobia
Yes.
is the fear of balloons.
That is correct! Woo! Pulled it out. Pulled it out. Well done, Ryan.
Oh.
Does that mean I have to drink more?
That means you have to finish your
Finish
cup.
it. Finish it. Finish it. Chant at home. Finish it. Finish it. Finish it.
Ryan and Kelsey,
Finish
thank
it.
you so much for playing this Trivia Trouble. And we'll see you next time. But for now, it is time for our Live It Out.
Here, and it is time for Live It Out. What are we living out, you may ask? Great question. How knowing Jesus can help you face your fears. How has that affected your life, Kelsey?
Well, you know, I think back to when I was about 10 years old. Okay, and I had a best friend, and like, I'm talking best friend. We did everything together. We went out for recess together, we ate lunch together, we hung out all the time. We were inseparable, always together. But you know what? One day she did something that really broke my trust, and it really, really hurt. I felt absolutely betrayed. And I knew that I needed to talk to her about it. But I was really scared to do that because I thought, you know, I could lose her as my best friend. And so, you know, I took some time and I really prayed. I talked to God, and I knew that I needed to walk.
So what happened next? Did you guys become best friends again?
Unfortunately, we didn't, and the friendship was over.
So you're saying that you step out and you went and talked to your friend and she didn't want to be your friend again?
Yeah, and it was hurtful because, you know, I was scared that I was gonna lose her, and it ended up happening. But before, like, I had talked to God, and I had put all my trust and all my faith in Him. And so I knew that whatever the outcome was gonna be, it was gonna be okay.
Kelsey, you really were scared, or like you didn't know what was going to happen with your friendship. Like you probably really wanted to keep that best friend.
Yeah.
But she didn't want to be your friend anymore. And with fear, a lot of the times we don't know what's going to happen. See, like Kelsey, she was afraid that she was going to lose her best friend, and that's what happened. She didn't know when she was talking to God and when she was connecting that was going to be the case. And just like for us as well, when we are scared, when we are afraid, we don't know what's going to happen next. And we have to have faith knowing that God is there with us, knowing that God will be there no matter what happens. And we have to trust God that He is there for us. And so maybe for you, like you're afraid that you're going to lose a friend. Or maybe you're afraid to tell others about Jesus. Or you're afraid about what school is going to look like next year, what your summer plans are going to be. or you're afraid to tell the truth to your parents, even though it might cause some pain. Whatever the case is, no matter what, you have to do the right thing, and God is there with you. You have to have faith knowing that He loves you and He cares about you and He is for you. So that's how you can live it out. Spend your time praying like Kelsey did. Spend your time connecting with God like Jimmy did last week. And know that God is there, that He will give you peace, and that He'll help you. So that's how you can live it out. And stay tuned in our main event. We're going to see a Bible story that talks more about this. But for now, everybody get up on your feet, and dance team, the floor is yours.
Monsters in my room, I tell that fear my God's bigger than you. If a bully calls me names that wanna stick like glue, I tell that name my God's bigger than you. My God is bigger, stronger, faster. There's nothing He can't do. My God is bigger, stronger, faster. My God is bigger than you. Lies that pull me from the truth, I shout out loud, my God's bigger than you. If I'm tempted by my friends to do what I shouldn't do, I stand my ground, my God's bigger than you. My God is bigger, stronger, faster. There's nothing He can't do. My God is bigger, stronger, faster. My God bigger than you. My God is bigger, bigger, bigger. Stronger, stronger, stronger. Faster, faster, faster. Nothing is impossible. My God is bigger, bigger, bigger. Stronger, stronger, stronger. Faster, faster, faster. Nothing is impossible. My God is bigger, bigger, bigger. Stronger, stronger, stronger. Faster, faster, faster. Nothing is impossible. Nothing's impossible. There's nothing He can't do. My God is bigger, stronger, faster. My God, yeah, my God is bigger, stronger, faster. There's nothing He can't do. My God is bigger, stronger, faster. My God is bigger than you.
Ananias, a believer in the city of Damascus, paced the floor of his room.
What will we do, Lord?
Several days before, the Jesus followers of Damascus had received terrible news. Someone was coming.
Saul of Tarsus is on his way. He has permission from the high priest to arrest anyone who follows the way of Jesus and take them to Jerusalem.
Ananias shivered as he stared at the door.
Why haven't we heard anything yet?
He knew that at any moment, a guard could come knock on his door, and that someone could be at his door shouting his name and take him away.
Ananias.
Ananias had nearly jumped out of his skin, but he realized that that voice hadn't come from outside. It also hadn't come from inside either. There only be one person it could be.
Yes? Lord?
That's right. Ananias knew that this was a vision from God. So, he took a deep breath and waited for what the Lord had to say.
Go to the house of Judas on Straight Street. Ask for a man from Tarsus named Saul.
Ananias was shocked. God wanted him to seek out Saul, the man that could arrest him, the one that was trying to come after him and his people, his enemy?
Saul is praying. In a vision, he has seen a man come and place his hands on him so he could see again. That man's name is Ananias.
A million thoughts tumbled through Ananias' head. He was to help Saul, to help heal him. What? It didn't make any sense. But finally, Ananias found his voice.
I've heard many reports about this man. They say he has done great harm to your people in Jerusalem. Now he has come here to arrest all those who worship you.
It must have seemed like a home run argument, especially to Ananias. But God responded.
Go. I have chosen this man to work for me. He will announce my name to the Gentiles and to their kings. He will also announce my name to the people of Israel.
Well, okay.
Ananias was terrified, but he also knew God. And although he was scared, he knew that God's plans were good, even if he didn't know what was going to happen. And so, Ananias grabbed his cloak and hurried through the dusty city, quickly arriving at the house where Saul was staying.
Help me, Jesus. Give me the words to say.
Ananias stood in front of the door for a long moment, gathering his courage. And then, he knocked.
What do you want?
Ananias shared his vision as the person who was keeping Saul led Ananias to the house. And he explained to him.
Saul won't eat or drink anything, not since they led him here 3 days ago.
Ananias peered into the back room. There was a man kneeling there, his hands knotted in prayer. Even though the man's eyes were open, they didn't focus on anything. Before he could lose his nerve, Ananias went straight to Saul, put his hands on his shoulders, and said,
Brother Saul, you saw the Lord Jesus. He appeared to you on the road as you were coming here. He has sent me so that you will be able to see again. You will be filled with the Holy Spirit.
Ananias went up and called this man brother. This was the one who was originally there to arrest him. He did this because he knew that God's plans were bigger than his thoughts and his fears. And so he prayed, just as God has commanded him. And as he prayed, something like scales fell out of Saul's eyes.
My eyes! I can see!
Saul believed in Jesus. He got baptized.
I need to be baptized this instant.
And he became so devoted to Jesus, in part because Ananias was willing to step out in faith and trust God's plan, even though he was scared. Now that Saul had met Jesus, he was determined to share the good news. And within days, he started preaching in the Jewish synagogues.
Jesus is the Son of God. Isn't Saul the man who caused great trouble in Jerusalem for those who worship Jesus? Hasn't he come here to take them as prisoners?
Though Saul now believed in Jesus, he still had much to learn, and he wanted to discover all of the answers for himself with God's help. And so, he spent several years studying the scriptures, and when that time, he came to boldly teach and preach about Jesus when he came back.
Jesus is the Messiah. He fulfills every promise in Scripture.
The Jews in Damascus and even the governor of the city were angry and all of the upset that Saul was causing.
Time for him to sleep with the fishes, shall we say?
They made plans to capture and kill Saul. But Saul and his new friends discovered the plot.
It appears they've even guarded the gates.
That leaves the windows.
Saul's new friends led him to a home built into the city wall. When it was dark, they brought out a large basket.
You gotta be kidding me.
You really want to try the gates?
Saul stepped into the container, and his friends lowered him out the window and down the wall on a rope.
Never thought I'd end up as a basket case.
Once safely out of Damascus, Saul set out for Jerusalem.
Home sweet home.
When he arrived in Jerusalem, Saul immediately tried to join the group of believers there, but they were afraid at first. He had been their enemy not so long ago. Thankfully, one trustworthy man, Barnabas, had already heard how Saul's life had been changed by meeting Jesus.
Cheer up, man. I know you're the real deal. Let me take you to the apostles.
So Barnabas did exactly as he promised. He took Saul to Peter and James and all the other leaders of the early church, and and told them the whole story. And so Saul stayed with all leaders in Jerusalem and preached there just as boldly as he had done in Damascus. And once again, a group of Jews became upset with him.
Someone send that man to sleep with the fishes.
But the believers helped Saul to escape once again. This time, he went to his hometown of Tarsus to wait for God's next directions. In the meantime, the group of believers in Judea and Samaria continued to grow through the power of God's Spirit. Now, these were some crazy, scary situations. There were a bunch. Did you catch them all? Well, there's Ananias and the other believers in the story with the situation with Saul, the man who the Bible says breathed murderous threats against the Lord's disciples. Saul was in a scary situation too, when faced with people who wanted to kill him for preaching the news of Jesus. Last one's a little tricky. I don't know if you caught it. It was the people who were in power and thought Saul was causing trouble for them. What I love about this true story is the way that God shows what it means to live by faith and not by fear. The rulers of the time were gripped with fear, and they did whatever their heart told them to do, and that led them doing some foolish and wrong things. But because they didn't know God and they didn't trust in Him, they didn't have that higher power to look for when things got scary. Ananias and the rest of God's people, though, they were in terrifying positions too. But when they were in those terrifying positions, where they could be killed or thrown into prison, Jesus spoke to them. And they knew that they were in Jesus' hands. They knew that they were doing what Jesus wanted. And even though they didn't know what the future held, they knew that Jesus' plan, His way better than their own. Let's be those people. Let's be those people knowing that Jesus can help you face your fears. And even if we don't know the way forward, we know that we can have faith in Jesus and we can trust Him, the man whose plan is greater than anything we can imagine. So let's pray. Jesus, thank you for this incredible true story of Saul, of Ananias, of the other believers who did incredible things for you. Not because they were some special people, not because they were any greater than you or I, but because they trusted in you, Jesus. They trusted in God's plan, and they allowed Jesus to fill them and to do incredible things with their life. They had faith. So God, might we continue to have faith in our circumstances, even when we don't know, even when we don't understand, that we can trust in you no matter what. God, right now, if there's anybody who wants to accept Jesus into their heart, we just ask this, that you would come into our hearts and that we would accept and understand that we are sinners, that we make mistakes, and that you have a way better plan for our lives. Jesus, your plan is so great. We ask that you would come and be the leader and Lord of my life, that you would wash away my sins and make me whole. Jesus, I want you to be my best friend forever. So I'm sorry for the mistakes that I've made in my past, and I choose you above all things. Thank you for this day and this incredible story. In your name we pray. Amen. Well, thank you so much for joining us for our main event this week. I'm going to kick it back to Ryan and Kelsey.
Ananias, he really had faith, even though he was super scared, right, Kelsey? How was that drink, by the way?
Oh, I finished it. And you know what? I was super scared that I was going to get sick. Much like how I was scared that I was going to lose my friend. But you know, knowing Jesus can really help you face your fears. As long as you're putting your faith and your trust in Him, it's going to be okay.
It is all going to be okay. And that is it for this week's episode. Stay tuned for some discussion questions and a final dance team song. Peace out. Kelsey, was there like yellow mustard and cheese in there?
And maybe like more hot sauce? Like, I don't know.
That was kind of
Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining us this week in the lab. We want to let you know about a couple things. One is that in the description down below are our devos that you can access with your family this week. We would love for you to take advantage of those. They are amazing. Also, exciting news is that the lab is going to be in person starting this week. And if you want to join us in person at Hope City Church, go to hopecity.ca/relaunch and pre-register with your family. But don't worry, that doesn't mean any of our videos are going anywhere soon. We just want to let you know that you can join us if you want. Last thing is that our discussion questions are going to be coming up right away, so make sure you get ready for those. We'll see you all next week. Bye.
Alrighty, credit kids, it's time to sing some scripture songs. 2 Timothy 3:16.
All scripture is God-breathed, is useful for teaching, rebuking, correcting, and training in righteousness.
Let me hear you sing it.
All scripture is God-breathed and is useful for teaching, rebuking, correcting, and training in righteousness.
Second Timothy 3:16.
All scripture